Good morning, good morning. Today, what is today? What is today? Today is September 26th. It's 10:15 in the morning. It is currently 72 degrees. It does feel a little bit humid today. Well, that's because it's 78%. So, yuck, we're back in those humidity temperatures. But today we are going out into the apiary, and this should be my 100th episode on this channel, like the full episodes, not just like the shorts that I post on YouTube. But that's super exciting. So I will be unveiling a song intro. I don't know, but I made it a while ago and I was like, I'm gonna wait for my 100th episode, so this is it.
Bees, 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 bees.
You're the best. Some things that we have planned today. Today's goals are, we are going to map out Renee. So Renee had her dose, her treatment of Formic after a treatment of Viroxan, and she was sick, and we did treatment on her, and I have not been seeing any more like sick bees outside on the floor, outside of her colony in the evening anymore, so that's great. Thought there was a bee in my hair. So that's great, but what we really need to see now is an improvement in brood as we're going into winter. So when we mapped it out with David, she only had 3 brood frames. And I wrote it down here. There was 8 frames of bees, so FOBs, and 3 brood frames. So we need to kind of see more than that at this point to really see that they are improving in the right direction before it starts getting colder. The other thing we are doing for all the hives is we are removing the unbuilt out frames. It is on the warmer side today, but temperatures are going to be dropping here as we're entering into October. And I think next week will be, like in the evening, we'll be dipping down into the 50s at night, mid 50s. So they're done, they're not building anymore. It's the end of the season, and I'm pretty sure they know that they're closing down because we have had a couple of days where the weather's getting cooler, the resources are going down, and the month of October is when they basically start kicking out their drones. So if anybody has drones at this point, it's because they are a strong, healthy, thriving hive, and they've decided to keep some drones. They have the resources to keep some drones around, and so that's why they're still there. But yeah, they're not building anymore. So we're taking those out, unused frames. We're checking the food in all of the bodies, all of the colonies. Renee, I have been feeding very diligently for, I don't even know, since it's been over a week, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks at this point, since I took out since I saw the dry frames in her colony. And she's pretty much, this is full. This is, what is this, a gallon? This is 1 gallon of 1-to-1 sugar water, okay? And she has thoroughly been draining 1 gallon of sugar water every other day. So a half a gallon every day. So I should see those frames that she had that were dry. Good Lord, I hope they have some food, some 1-to-1 at least in them. They should be like using it to brood up. And then in October, we switch over, like when it gets started getting those cooler temperatures, we're gonna switch over to 2-to-1. And then that's when they can start like really, it's time to store stuff for winter. I'm gonna put Hive Alive fondant patties on them because it worked so great last year, but we gotta get on that stuff. So checking food frames for all of them, seeing where they sit with that. And Sharon's only goal, basically, the specific one, is to check to make sure that it didn't uncover that propolis that I stuck for the hole. So we're gonna check that. So those are the goals for the ladies today. We have not been in, like I've dealt with Renee, been dealing with Renee, taking care of her, but we have not been in the rest of the colonies, in Miss Lee, Sharon, Carol, or Mimi. We have not been in there since the 28th. Today is the 26th. So it's basically been a month since we've been in the rest of the colonies. As I said in a previous video though, they look like they're having pollen and everything coming in still, so I haven't had a reason to really go in at this point. You know, if they're doing well and you can see them doing well from the outside, unless there's something that's like concerning, I'm just gonna let them do what they're gonna do. So that's my policy. Anyways, let's start the smoker, and we're gonna start with Renee. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. They are very active. My goodness. I'm hoping that's a good sign. Wow. For once, this actually is not drained. I filled this up yesterday morning. Oh my gosh. That lady has a wax flake coming out of her. I've never seen that in person. I have never seen that in person. I have always wanted to see that in person. Oh my gosh. I lost her. Daggone. As many observation hives as I've viewed, given presentations on or at, I have never seen the wax. I've looked for it. It was one of the things I've always wanted to see, was in person, see wax flakes coming out of the abdomens of the bee, and I hadn't seen it, and now I have. That is cool. One day maybe I'll get my own photo of it. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted. This is the first morning I've actually come out here and this feeder hasn't been totally dry. That is surprising. So maybe they have filled it up, I'm not sure. I had this out here because it kept dripping. I kept getting it on the top of that plastic piece, and I like viewing it, so I don't want sugar water to harden and crystallize on it, and then I can't see inside of it, you know? How cool is that? What a gift this morning. That is neat. Ooh, the sun is bright today. Oh, another thing, I see a small hive beetle. Another thing I'm gonna be working on off camera is I need specimens for a project I'm working on. So I'm kind of looking for small hive beetles. As weird as that sounds, to keep as specimens for a project. Not keep alive, they're not going to be kept alive, but I need them. So if I see any more, I'm going to try and grab it. We're going to put this together like this, because I need this space to work with. I'm going to take this, crack, and I'm going to put this right here. So the ladies that are inside there can stay inside there if they want to. Ta-da! There's a lot of ladies in here. I see nectar. I shouldn't say nectar, it's sugar water. So they have been filling the cells. Ladies look good. There's a couple of ladies in here that have black abdomens. Like they've lost their hair, so not gray bees. I'm not talking about gray bees, I'm talking about they have lost their hair. So they're either old bees or there's that still lingering paralysis virus, maybe? I see a handful of them, so it's not just one or two. But look at this! I can already tell that this might get difficult to work with because there's actually a lot of bees in here, which is great. Ah, okay, okay. Yep, they're putting some sugar water in here. Perfect. That's what I want to see. Good job, ladies. Good jobs. Okay, food. And I would not say that this is completely covered for FOBs, because that's what we'll be doing today. Maybe like, I don't know, 0.5. This is a frame we will be taking because this has been here for forever at this point. They are filling the cells now with the sugar water, but they're not building. Nah, they're not building. This is one of those ones I will be taking today. I looked at my notes last year, and this is about the time that I took frames last year from them and took out the unbuilt frames. So we're gonna keep along the same timeline since last year just worked out so well. So I'm gonna keep the same level going here. My goodness. I was thinking about not putting on a sweatband today because I was like, oh, it's in the 70s. I'm really glad that I did. Because I'm sweating. Alright, we got food. Yep, definitely. And see, they've still got some of these frames to work on and build out. So I'm not loving the black bodied bee. There's a lot of them in here. Not loving that. Listen, if they make it through winter, awesome. We did everything that we could for them. If they don't make it through winter, it's just how it be sometimes. It wasn't me. I did my best. You can only do so much. This is a partially built out frame, and they are putting sugar water in it. I'm loath to take this one because it actually looks like they might be working on this one. This looks like new wax. This is old wax right here. Not that old, but it's older wax. This right here is new wax. And this one, it almost looks like they're trying to fill it out. Like this, they're filling in the gaps. And all this right here, new wax down here. I actually might let them keep this one. If the sugar water is kind of helping them, you know, with the wax building, I'll just let them keep it. If they don't improve on this third frame, the next time I come in, whenever that might be, that is a frame I will have to take. I don't know where to grab this thing. If I wasn't wearing, like, what do you do if you're not wearing gloves? If you're a no gloves person? Because, like, there's no space. I need to start putting these frames together so I can slide them better. Oh gosh, this got weight, like a lot of weight. Move, ladies. Whoo, this one's heavy. Ow, she got me through my glove. She sure did. This one's a good food frame, heavy food frame. Ugh, I can't afford to have swollen fingers today, ladies. I have a job today. I have to go work. Please, no stingers. I need all my fingers for pressing camera buttons. Yeah, like if you weren't wearing gloves, there's a lot of bees. Oh, okay, I forgot to map these out. Okay, so this was 1.5, this is a half. This is maybe another half. This one was, I think it was like 1. This one was definitely 1. And we haven't gotten any brood frames, but that's the next one. And it's a beautiful sheet too. Woo-wee! So I'm gonna mark that down. We need more than 3 brood frames, really, to see any sort of really comeback here. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous brood frame. Wow. That is a sheet of beautiful brood. Another sheet of beautiful brood on this side. Yes, ladies, yes. Gorgeous. Alright, so we got another brood frame. And it's another beautiful sheet of brood. I got a black-bodied girl coming back, and she's got pollen on her baskets. So maybe these are just old bees. Old bees who had to work really hard towards the end of their cycle to outbrood the sick bees. I'm taking out one of these, I think. I think I'm taking them out, but I do want to make note of how many frames I actually have in here when I'm done. They're already zesty. They're zesty. I need someplace to put my hands, ladies. Alright, beautiful brood frame, surrounded by food. I haven't seen a ton of pollen. Like, this is a beautiful brood frame, and there's not a large amount of pollen here. Also, gorgeous brood frame. There's, no. There's eggs in the bottom of the empty cell, so bees have emerged, and Queen Mama has come back and laid it up again. She's doing good. Alright, so this is a gorgeous ceramic brood. I still don't see a lot of pollen. I see a lot of pollen, like there's ladies with pollen baskets on. I mean, there's a smidge on each frame. My fingers are stuck. But not a lot. There's some, but not a lot. I believe they'll still come back with some. This is another nice brood frame. Emerging brood frame. Let's see. I see eggs and small larvae. So she's come back through again and refilled it back up. Alright, looking next door, another gorgeous brood frame. I'm going to mark it mentally. Kelly, I need to mark it. And it's covered. Looks like it's covered. They're doing a good job. So we have already, at this point, we can already see the results of the treatment, because they have definitely increased the amount of brood that they started with. I have nowhere to put my fingers. They're not making it easy, I'll tell you that much. Look at that. Look at that top part of the sheet of brood. Oh my goodness. And I still haven't found my queen. I don't know where she is. I still haven't found her, but this one's got more pollen on it. A little bit more pollen. Not much, but they're really letting the brood, the sheet of broods, just go ham on it. Next door does not look like a brood frame. It might have some, but I think it's overwhelmingly food. Actually, just kidding, it's brood. This one has more pollen, like so much more pollen. An insane amount of pollen. And we've got eggs and larvae of all stages. Ones that are being capped, all the way down to eggs. So this is another good brood frame. Another good brood frame. This one just has more food on it. They definitely built out where the Varoxan was. That is for sure. They built it back out. Oh, there's my queen. She's hiding. There's a shelf right here, down here at the bottom of comb that they built out, like a little shelf. And I just saw her abdomen go under there. So she's hiding. There she is. She's peeking out. Let me put this back in the frame, or the colony, since she's kind of close to the side. I don't love that. So I know where she is right now. I can see her at the very bottom of the frame. She's coming upwards. As I said, when they land on you, sometimes they buzz you. It feels like electricity, but without like pain. It's a weird buzzy feel. Zzz. Alright, so that was a brood frame, and that was pretty good coverage. Yeah, they've definitely gotten a lot healthier. We can see that now. Let me see what's going on with this, because this is one of those frames I was thinking I was going to take. Not that long ago, it was empty and there was nothing happening on here. It's kind of hard to see the bottom of the cells because they're white. But I think I see eggs. Let me just get a good look at it. Yep, there's eggs in here. So they get to keep this frame. This is the frame I thought I was going to end up taking. But I will leave it. Look at, that's actually new comb. You can see how new that is. It's almost as white as the frame. Wow. Yes. Okay, so they still have some ladies building. And I contribute that to the 1-to-1 sugar water. Yeah, that's awesome. And there's eggs in all of these cells. So this is going to be another brood frame. I would say this is probably 0.5 coverage. It's not like, I mean, they've got it covered, but it's not like anything to write home about. I am surprised. I thought I was going to be taking that. Ooh, they are spicy. They are spicy. Besides that one lady, though, who stung my glove, they're still actually not terrible. Alright. They are not happy, though, I'll tell you that. Alright. This frame. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot to write that down. That was a brood frame. And I would say that's 0.5. It's not that much. This next one also probably going to be a 0.5er. It's also not that much. So they're filling this with sugar water. Is usually the... I'm sorry. Alright, she stung my hand because I smushed her. Sorry. You know what? I will let them keep this. They do have work to do on this. This is true. But obviously the ladies are building. And they do generally like, in the wintertime, they like a buffer. Like some sort of food buffer between the outside of the hive and the brood area. Excuse me. So I will check this. This will be one of those frames, this one and this other one right here, that I check right before winter. And the next one. And if I don't see this, look back at your camera, Kelly. Look back at your recording. If you don't see more comb built out on both sides of this frame, it's gone. So this is definitely a food frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's how many frames we have. We have 11 frames total. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brood frames. So after treatment, they doubled their brood frame. That's excellent news, guys. Excellent news. All right, they're not gonna like this when I uncover this. They're not. Oh, they're actually not as spicy as I thought they were gonna be. All right, now if I can manage this, I'm literally just gonna slide this whole thing down if I have the strength. Excuse me, ladies. It's a warm enough day that the propolis should be pretty malleable. Perfect. All right, wonderful. Ladies, you're all done. You're done. I'm so proud of you. One issue I have about Hive Alive, the liquid formula, is that it does seem to kill bees when they get, like, when they're in the solution. So in the liquid form, Hive Alive or not fondant, but Hive Alive the liquid form. So I was only adding like a drop to the sugar, 1-to-1 sugar water, just so that it wouldn't spoil. Just so that it wouldn't spoil. But one day I made the solution and I accidentally put more than just like a little bit more than a couple of drops. Not like, when I say I didn't like spill a bunch or anything, but it was more than just like a couple of drops. And it was still lower than the solution that they recommend to put in, like a 1 gallon, amount of food. Regardless though, if the bees get stuck in it in any way, shape, or form, it seems to, they can't like shrug it off like just mere sugar water, and they end up like just drowning. I don't know why that is, but that was my experience at last year for at the end of winter, when I switched over from a fondant patty to using the Hive Alive liquid solution in their 1-to-1. And I'm still having the same type of experience. So I don't know what it is. I'll sing praises to their fondant all day, every day. Their fondant was amazing to use, and I love, love, love it. But if you get the liquid version, I literally only would use it for preservation, and that's it. That lady's still alive. That's all I would use it for. Come on, lady. All right. And then I'm gonna stick this back on. Come on, lady. I know, it tastes delightful, doesn't it? And now we are cleared of the dead bees. And we can go back to enjoying the sugar water. Alright, that was excellent. I loved seeing the actual results in Renee's hive. Mapping out the actual colony to figure out like where they actually improved from. That was kind of fun. I enjoyed that. It wasn't like, oh yeah, they look healthy. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of bees. Obviously I could tell that there was a lot more bees than there used to be before. That's a given. But actually having it written down so that I can actually see like what the results were and record it, that was great. And we're done with Renee. We are done with Renee. I definitely think there's been improvement. So now we're gonna go into Mimi's hive. I'm gonna try and work with the sun, so we're gonna do the ones in the sun first and move into the shade later in the afternoon. Let's do, not Miss, did I say Miss Lee? Not Mimi, Miss Lee. Let's do Miss Lee.